What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. Today we're going to be doing one New Year's resolution for every team in the National League Central Division. Let's do it. What's going on? Welcome back to yet another episode of the Normal Baseball Podcast. I'm Alex Normal Dog, that's Lewis, and I'm being mocked once again. I will not stand for this.
Well, good thing you're sitting.
Today we are going to be doing one New Year's resolution from every NL Central team. We're continuing in on the series. This is the second to last day. We're to the NL Central. Very excited again.
Excited.
As I always am. I say we just get right into it. We all know what New Year's resolutions are. We're going through this every episode. New Year's resolution is something you want to do differently for next year. So this is something differently that these teams might want to do for next year. And, yeah. You ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right, we're starting with the first place team in the NL Central, the St. Louis Cardinals, 93-69, nice, last season. My New Year's resolution for them is to be a better contender.
Oh.
And what I mean by that is, obviously they're a contender. Everyone knows they're a good team, but they don't play well against good teams. And they need to play better against good teams. And going into last year's playoffs, yes, they were a playoff team. Yes, they won their division. But it didn't feel like they were World Series contenders. Yeah. So I think they need to play better against good teams. They were 2-5 against the Mets last season. 3-4 against the Phillies, 3-4 against the Braves, 2-4 against the Dodgers. The good elite teams in the National League, they were not great against, and I think that's what they need to work on for next year.
I like it. Short, simple, to the point. The team obviously has enough players. They have the 2022 MVP of the National League in Paul Goldschmidt. They had a top 3 finisher in Nolan Arenado, who led their team in WAR, funny enough. And hopefully now with a full season of getting Tyler O'Neill back healthy and getting Wilson Contreras, Cardinals are set up to be a good team.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of utilities. They do. I just think I want to see them come out and just be, wow, that team could win the World Series.
Yeah, which I don't think at any point last season was it a serious thought for anybody that the Cardinals could win the World Series. Obviously,
besides Cardinals fans.
Yeah, besides Cardinals fans. Which, I mean, you're going to ride with your team no matter what, so it makes sense. But definitely, the pitching staff looks good. The lineup looks good. It's just a matter of putting it all together and being able to compete at the highest level, which hopefully, based on how everybody just played last season, they should be able to.
Yeah, they should be fine. They made additions, no real subtractions. I think they'll be good.
Yes.
But I would like to see them just a little bit more. Just a little bit more from them.
Just a little bit.
They can still have 93 wins, but I want to see them beating good teams.
Give me like 95 wins, but have positive records against half of the playoff teams from last year.
I like that. That's a good benchmark.
Good benchmark. Good bar to set.
Yeah. So that's mine for the Cardinals. Pretty short, simple, right to the point. It's obvious what they have to do. Getting into the second team in the NL Central, the Milwaukee Brewers. Obviously, maybe underperformed a little bit. 86 wins, 76 losses, missed the playoffs, lost the division. You know, it was a step back for the Milwaukee Brewers last season. And my New Year's resolution for them is to use pitching to win games.
Okay.
I think their lineup is good.
Okay.
But I don't think the lineup is going to single-handedly win them games. I think they need to heavily rely on their pitching. And their pitching was not... They have very good pitching staff, but it was not one of the best in baseball last season. And I think they need to make it one of the best in baseball next season.
Next season, right. Well, their lineup does have a couple holes in it. DH, they don't really have one right now. Their first baseman is Rowdy Tellez, but...
Well, Jesse Winker could have a bounce-back year.
Jesse Winker, I believe, would play right field, actually, because they lost Hunter Renfroe to the Angels.
Depends. They still have Tyrone Taylor.
I mean, let's just rip the Band-Aid off early. I think I know the perfect DH for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's a left-handed bat. The 2020 home run king, Luke Voigt, is a Brewer. He's a
He
brewer.
is a brewer. He's the
grow
definition
out
of a brewer.
grow out the beard a little bit and everything. He'll fit in perfectly. You can platoon him into Les at first base too. Makes it nice and easy. Luke Voigt, welcome to the Milwaukee Brewers.
Luke the Duke, you are a Milwaukee Brewer. But no, seriously, it's I don't see them as. Even last year, I did not see them as a legitimate contender. I didn't even see them as a playoff team. And this season, it's feeling the same way. So I think if they just use their pitching staff and dominate on the pitching side of the ball, it's going to be decently easy from the hitting standpoint. Either that or get rid of Corbin Burns.
I think I know a good trade for him.
It's either use your pitching or hit the reset button.
I think that the Brewers are in limbo right now, but if they came out and had a good first half and made a couple of good trades and got better, I wouldn't be surprised because the Brewers organization, they're really well run. They know what they're doing. So I will trust them behind the wheel of their own team's driver's seat, and we'll just have to see where they go from there.
We will. I don't know. This is one of the teams that I've always just been like not excited to watch.
Yeah.
I'd love to see MVP Yelich. He got significantly better last season.
I like to watch Yelich and Willie Adames, and I mean they lost Colton Wong too, so I can't even say him. And Rowdy Tellez, like they're three exciting at bats to watch, but the rest of their team kind of doesn't live up to the hype of everything else.
I agree.
Oh, they have William Contreras. That's who's going to DH for them. No, you might catch.
William Contreras is going to be their catcher.
Yeah.
Because I would assume Victor Caratini's not going to be their everyday catcher.
Yeah.
So.
Luke Voigt is still has an opportunity to play.
Luke Voigt will be a Brewer by the season begin. He will also be a Marlin.
Yeah.
And a Blue Jay.
And a Blue Jay. I mean, he'll be everywhere.
He'll be everywhere. He's
the
split
first
in time.
human cloned.
Yeah, split in time. But yeah, that's my one for the Brewers. Either trade Corbin Burns or use your pitching to your serious advantage because that's always been a standout point of your team. So use it to your full advantage.
All right.
Moving on, we have the third team that came in third place in the NL Central last year, the Chicago Cubs.
The Cubbies.
The Cubbies, the North Siders, 74-88. Not a great season. But they had Seiya Suzuki, they had Nico Horner, they had a few standout guys. My thing for the Cubs is to catch my resolution for the Cubs is to catch teams off guard and catch them and surprise them. I feel like they might be a sneaky good team next season, and I think if they're underestimated by other teams, they can really just pull wins out. If they're underestimated, I mean, their lineup looks good. Nico Horner, you got Dansby Swanson, which is a huge acquisition. Ian Happ going to be good. Seiya Suzuki, he was very good last season. Batted .262.
Yeah.
Was injured a little bit, but he.
But he was still shockingly good, and it's exciting to watch him grow into the next.
Exactly. For his first season in MLB, coming over from Japan, that's always a good first season. Mm-hmm. They got Cody Bellinger. He's going to be a toss-up next season, legitimately. Let's see if he. It's prove yourself, and if you don't prove yourself, you might not have a job next year. Christopher Morel, who is probably gonna be up there with among rookies next season.
Yes.
Patrick Wisdom, who not great last season, but has the potential. We know that. Mm-hmm. They got Tucker Barnhart, so that Jan Gomes isn't their starting catcher.
which helps.
And that's really all. But I like their pitching. I think their pitching is a little underrated. Their rotation, Marcus Stroman, Jameson Taillon, Justin Steele, Kyle Hendricks, Drew Smyly. It's a decent rotation, and I do think that these guys can, if they all have good seasons, it can be very dangerous for the Cubbies. I mean, like, in a good way, dangerous for the Cubbies.
Yeah, the Cubs surprised a lot of people with how well they performed last season. Even though they weren't over 500, they still showed out more than what anybody really expected from them. And now that they added Dansby, they added Jameson Taillon, but they did lose Wilson Contreras. I'm not really sure where to go with them. I think that your resolution is actually perfect for them.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense because, like you said, they're not one of those overly amazing teams, mm-hmm. but they still could beat good teams.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see them do it. I think their bullpen is their weakest point.
But I think the Cubs, I feel like, always find a way to figure it out.
Depends. I mean, I think their bullpen is pretty weak. I think if they're going to improve in anything before the season starts, go out and get a a couple of bullpen guys. I know Will Smith is still available.
Yeah.
There are bullpen guys out there, so maybe they'll go on and get something. So we'll see.
Injury, though. I don't know. We'll see.
We will see. But I think the Cubs, their goal should be just catching teams off guard, surprising teams, and they could probably etch out a good amount of wins from it.
Yeah, I like the idea.
Yep. And then we move to the fourth place team. We're flying through these.
We are. How long are we
It's
into
because
the episode?
it's the NL Central.
How long?
It's been 10 minutes, but it's the NL Central.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but it is one of the most weakest. I don't want to use the word worst. So yeah, weakest divisions in baseball. So my New Year's resolution for the Cincinnati Reds, who last season won 62 games, 100 losses, my resolution for the Reds is to let Joey Votto play all 162 games.
Yeah, baby.
Just let Joey Votto go. We all missed him.
We did. Fan favorite.
Fan favorite. Every person in the world's favorite. Love Joey Votto.
Best TikToker alive.
Best TikToker ever. Right next to Adley Rushman. And I'm excited to see Votto back. And I think they should they're not going to win this season. They have made their team decently better. But I just want to see Joey Votto play as much as possible.
Yeah, I agree.
That and cement Hunter Green as your ace. And just as a ace in Major League Baseball, have him be a top 10 Cy Young. Let him cook. Let Hunter Green cook next season. Show his potential.
And, I mean, if we're on the topic of that, let Alexis Diaz become one of the better closers we've seen. Is this his brother?
Yes, Edwin Diaz.
Edwin Diaz. Let the Diaz brothers compete for the Reliever of the Year award in the National League, because I think Diaz, as we know, star, is one of the best relievers in baseball. Alexis Diaz, underrated, criminally underrated, just because he plays for the Reds, but is still a great closer, a great relief pitcher in general. So I'm excited to watch those three guys: Votto, Green, and Diaz on the Reds. Everybody else, and Jonathan India. I'll throw the fourth guy in there. Everybody else, good luck. I mean, I'm not gonna tune in that much. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna tune in much. I just hope Votto. I mean, if he doesn't get injured, knock on wood, he doesn't. I would like to see him play all 162.
Me too.
Because I feel like he's going towards the end of his career.
Age 39 season, I believe.
39. Let's check. Joey Votto currently is 39 years old. So he's ending the end of his career. This could be the last season.
But he would announce it beforehand.
You never know.
Or really make a TikTok about it.
Let him cook.
I am retiring.
Let Votto cook. Let Votto cook. And then finally, for the last place team in the NL Central, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I have two, and they're both equally as important. My first one is let O'Neal Cruz cook.
Okay.
Give O'Neal Cruz as much playing time as possible. Let him play as many games as he wants. Let O'Neal Cruz cement himself as an all-star. Hopefully he'll be an all-star. By your spit, O'Neal Cruz being the only all-star on the Pirates.
Bite it.
And my second one...
only? I'll spit that.
Spit it. Okay, gotcha. I'm going to bite it. And then the second one is cut and dry, sell the team.
Okay.
They
I don't think their ownership group is really interested in selling.
They're not, but I think they should.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they should.
You know,
every MLB team should have an owner like Steve Cohen.
Yes.
And I will stick to that for a while.
Just to show you how much I really just genuinely don't care about the Pirates, this is my baseball reference.
Gotcha.
29 of these teams have been clicked on. The Pirates are the only team that I will refuse to click on.
That's true. And that is funny. That is very funny.
I just can't bring myself to look at it.
Which is fair. It's not a very fun thing to look at, the Pirates' stats.
Not at all.
The only thing fun about the Pirates is O'Neal Cruz, who... I love O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah, it's hard not to watch O'Neal Cruz at bats. I mean, holds the record for the fastest throw from an infielder, holds the record for the hardest hit ball in the StatCast history, which should have been a home run. 122 miles an hour. It banged off like the top of the wall at PNC Park. I was watching the game live with a few people, and we were all just mind blown at how fast that ball came off the bat, and then luckily enough the announcers clarified that it was the hardest hit ball ever.
He's a special talent.
Special, really special.
So I'm excited to watch him next season. That's really all the Pirates have going for them. And Dick Mountain.
And Dick Mountain.
Pirates did get Dick Mountain.
Entering his age 43 season.
I'm excited to see Dick Mountain.
Me too.
I'll say that. O'Neal Cruz and Dick Mountain are my top two.
Yes.
Top two Pirates. Dick and O'Neal.
That's enough. Yes. Pittsburgh Pirates are a team in Major League Baseball. Congratulations.
That should do it.
That should.
The NL Central is going to be
depressing
next season. It's not going to be bad. I think it's going to be fine.
It's going to be a one-man race.
But yeah, hopefully it's. I'm rooting for chaos. That's what I always root for.
Me too.
And yeah, that should be it for this one. We will see you guys next time tomorrow, and it is the final episode of the New Year's resolutions episodes. So yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.